Humans are not the only ones that perform oral sex. Cheetahs, hyenas, and goats all go down also. Now, it stopped right there. What it did not say that once cheetahs, hyenas, and goats get married, the females stop immediately. Or at least I'm pretty sure.
Something needs to be written about this.
Yeah,
the law of the jungle.
Yeah. I'll try to do a little more research for a later episode. How about that?
There you go.
All right. Well, I hadn't mentioned him for a week or two, but Prince Huckamuckfuck was in the mail.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah, right out of the gate. Woo. Right out of the gate. And ESPN announced that he won an ESPY award, the Pat Tillman Award.
Oh, gee, that's even worse.
Okay. You didn't know this.
No.
Because perfect. Tillman's mother was not happy about it.
Good for her.
She said she was shocked that such a controversial and invasive individual could win. There were many better candidates.
I'm sure.
Exactly. So
we're better candidates.
Exactly. And I'm not the only one that hates Prince Huckamuckfuck. Oh boy. It's awful quick.
Uh-oh.
What was that? Incoherent rumblings?
Ramblings.
Yes. Ramblings?
Yes.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming soon.
We haven't done our shot yet.
No, well, we haven't. We better get there quick. Okay. Mrs. Pat Tillman, not happy with.
Good for her.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm a fan of hers already.
Okay, I told you I went to Kent State actually, for us, this has been a short week. We recorded last Friday, and now this is Wednesday because we got the long weekend ahead of us. And but I was at Kent State most of the time in between the two recordings.
Yeah. And
the first day I went to see Donnie Iris, 81 years old. If you're Pittsburgh, you know who he is. If not, you might. Leah, and he sang the rapper with the Jaggers years ago.
Yep.
If you're old, you might remember that one. But anyway, 81 years old. He just beat cancer about a year ago, and he still rocks.
That's crazy.
It was a very, very good show.
Yeah.
I'm very happy. Yeah, this is a small venue, and you felt like you were right there, and it was good. It was good.
That's good.
Now, I have this is what I love about dive bars. I have this bar in Kent called Dominic's. I could almost live there. I just really like it there. Saturday we got there Saturday. The concert was Saturday night. We go to Dominic's in the afternoon, and I think we got there about 3:00. And we were there for 2.5, a little less than 3 hours. But I like doing this once in a while. I wish I had money to do it all the time, but I don't. But I like buying around for the house.
There you go.
You know?
Nice.
There were about 12 people in there.
Okay.
So I said, why not?
Here you go.
Drinks on me. So, and of course, I don't know why the bartender always says, really? It's like the third time they've said that. I said, yeah. So, everybody thanked me, and I didn't know most of the people.
Nice.
There, you know,
your regular guy that lives behind or whatever wasn't there.
Yeah, he was there.
Oh, okay.
He was there. Yeah, but he's usually so high on coke he doesn't know what he's doing. He was there, but and then there's a couple other people that are just there all the time. But anyway, I didn't know most of the people. By the round, and that was like 3:45.
Okay,
and we stayed till, like I said, around 5:30, a little bit later maybe. So I get my bill. I was drinking for 2.5 hours. My wife was drinking, and then a round for the house.
For 12.
Okay. You want my bill? $58.
That's awesome.
I thought for sure it was gonna be like 170.
Yeah, right.
I thought if this is under 200, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
$58.
That's awesome.
And then we went in the next day, and I didn't buy a round for the house, but this time we stayed a little longer. We were there for about 3.5 hours.
Okay.
Our bill that day was $26.
You ever eat there?
There's no food.
Oh, okay.
No food. No.
Okay.
So that's why I'd say.
Do you take one of your stogies in?
You're allowed to smoke outside. They have a patio. And Kent kind of has this cool thing now. They block off the street, and if you're signed up, and to sign up, all you got to do is say, "Hey, I want to do this." You're allowed to take your drinks out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's real nice.
That's cool.
Yeah,
nice.
It's real nice. They started that a couple years ago. We don't do it all that often, the outdoor thing, but once in a while we do. But,
sure.
No, it's real nice.
Okay.
Now, we also stayed, sometimes I stay in the motel that's been there for about 100 years. But this time we stayed in the nicer one.
Ooh.
Within walking distance. But, okay, and everything's good. Except, have you ever been to a hotel where they shut the water off? And if you think I'm lying, I took a sign off the wall. There it is.
There, yeah. Boy, I've stayed at some pretty shady places in West Virginia that, I mean, there's like oil stains on the floor from people bringing their motorcycles in with them, overnight.
Yeah.
I've never seen one where they shut the water off.
And we asked two people at the front desk at different times, "Hey, how long is it going to be?" We're not sure.
You're like in a third world country where they only have power for so many hours during the day.
And an old guy like me whose bladder control isn't what it once was. It was a little bit... So we waited for a while. Then I said, we got to get out of here because I don't know what's going to happen. So we went and took a walk. Actually,
Nice.
we went to the May 4th Museum.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's
Okay.
very nice. Very nice.
I've never been.
You like it. It's small and it's free. I mean, you can do everything in about 25, 30 minutes.
Okay.
Including watching they always have a film. Matter of fact, I was looking for the button. I said, "Oh, damn, they don't have that film anymore." Because I'd been there before, but not in quite a few years.
Okay.
As soon as you sit down, the film starts.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
good. This year, when you take me and Guru to the football VIP football game, we can go there.
Yeah, we sure can. Put that on your schedule. Okay, we have a few more things to cover here. Even though I do have Facts of the Week coming up. I told you I give you some stuff from my New Scientist magazine.
That's right.
Last week we had the elephants giving each other nicknames. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This comes from New Scientist magazine. In 2008, David Bickford from the National University of Singapore.
Ooh.
I wonder what kind of football team they have. They dissected 11 frogs from Borneo and discovered that they had no lungs. And they thought they adapted to their environment because this type of frog stays underwater most of the time.
Wow.
And they So recently, in the last couple months,
That's interesting.
they took another look. They do have lungs.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, if me or you dissected, Bickford said, well, the lungs were small. If you're a fucking scientist, you can't find lungs.
Come on,
or
man.
you don't announce it to the world that these unlung, I think they called them unlung frogs. You don't announce that unless you're positive. I mean, damn. So don't send your kids to the National University of Singapore.
I think I might have found a degree more worthless than mine.
I was thinking, we make fun of Kent State and Robert Morris, but I think Singapore just took that down a peg. My God.
Wow.
And I assume he's one of the smarter ones there.
Jesus.
All right. A few other things. About our website. We got a few more answers this week on your three favorite announcers. So we're going to keep it up one more week. And right now, a Pittsburgh guy's winning. Bob Prince, who I really liked. But I'd like to see some people outside of Pittsburgh vote. So do me a favor. When you're bored this week, it's easy as hell to go on our website and vote. It takes you no time at all. Yeah, I'd like to see like some national guys on there to see who they like the best,
Sure.
But anyway, that's the three favorite announcers. And you... have a living legend.
It's been a while since we've kind of
Right,
we're
it
going to
sure
dust
is.
off the list a little bit.
Yeah. And okay, this is the official list right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can bring it down.
Look at that. That's a talent.
Oh,
right
this
there.
is. I'm getting pretty good at this, aren't I?
I see that. Yeah. Look at you.
Oh, boy. Let's see. Okay. Now, this is your pick, so who you picking?
The latest edition, she is an integral part of this show. What people don't know is she has a title. She's the official showrunner.
She is.
Of Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk.
She refuses her job most of the time. But once in a while.
Yeah, and I don't know anybody's been paying attention. She's been getting a lot of FaceTime recently. So I think it's appropriate that Misty be the newest member of the Living Legends.
Misty, I think she's definitely deserving.
Yes.
Now, the only thing I'm wondering, am I going to have to nominate my wife?
I don't know. I couldn't have waited for you to nominate Misty. I didn't think so. I better get on it.
Yeah, you're right. Even though I think she deserves it, she wasn't on my radar to nominate her. But as soon as you said, I thought, yeah, because we do talk about her a lot. Yeah. She is the showrunner, and she also bitches about a lot of other things here.
It seems like we have to run a lot of stuff through her, even though she's not involved.
Exactly. A lot of times she doesn't even make the decision. We just have to go through her, or we know it's not going to get decided upon.
Right.
But yeah, now but at least I'll say one thing. Your wife at least watches the show.
That's fair. She's caught up, as a matter of fact. She is.
Okay. Well, if she's caught up and she's still married to you, she definitely. Now, my wife does not watch the show. I have a pretty good idea she'll be watching this one because did I inadvertently kick her out today?
Kind of. Yeah. I felt that way.
Did you?
Even to the point of like, get out because we want to start today kind of thing. Not only because what we were talking about, but like, why are you still here kind of thing. Yeah, I kind of got that feel.
It came out a little bit. I didn't really want it to come out like that, but it came out like that. Okay. Okay, a couple more things of interest to you guys too, especially this one. We've been banned from Russia 8 times now.
I think that's 8.
8 times.
To 8.
But I'm going to let you explain this one because I don't understand it totally. But this is from YouTube, right?
YouTube. We got notified this morning. This is a show first. We've 8 times with Russia. This is a show first. We have been banned for episode 58 for explicit content because of using our language and the sexual tones of the things we talked about is what it said. And we are capable of appealing the decision, but the ramifications are that unless you have an account with us, with YouTube, you can't watch that saying you're of age to watch it. So explicit content, unsuitable for anybody 18 and younger, according to YouTube.
First of all, is it 18 and younger?
That's what it said, yeah.
That's a bunch of shit. 18-year-olds fucking go to Afghanistan and fight the war, and they can't listen to this bullshit?
Right.
I'm not saying they want to, but I certainly said they should be.
Yeah.
And I think this is only going to be a boon to us because you tell a 17 or 16-year-old not to do something, and they'll do it. And by the way, if you're 16 or 17, easy as hell to lie. You just put, I'm 18.
Just roll the years back to. I agree with you. I keep referencing the PMRC. I don't know if anybody remembers that from the 80s with Tipper Gore and fighting the content and explicit lyrics in music. But I think this could have that kind of effect for us where, Dee Snider famously said, you want to block my content and tell kids to not listen to it, by all means, put that sticker on my album.
And actually, okay, I always said probably between not Roland, but if you're between 8 and 13, it probably is a little bit rough. But I think once you get into junior high, this is we don't talk about any worse shit than we're just a little better at it. That's all.
So Tori's in 4th grade this year. She's 10. We had 2 instances we heard about kids talking about sex already at 10. So come on. What are we talking about here? They're well aware of what's going on.
And okay, I have a friend, and his grandson is just finished 7th grade, has a girlfriend, and they went downstairs the other night, and he was on the couch straddling her.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I said to my buddy, I said, man, were you doing that in 7th grade? He said, hell no. I said, man, I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah.
But I think they're growing up a little bit. So I think YouTube could probably push that down to 14, you know?
Yeah. So, yeah.
And, okay, one more thing along those lines. Maybe it's not our fault because YouTube also has this thing that if you watch something, they recommend. And the other thing, if you watch things on YouTube, you watch what you want to watch, and then there's recommendations of what to watch. And Tiny just told me here that one of the things in this past week, if you watch this show, they recommended our show, and it was the dark side of porn sex. I can understand porn sex. The dark side, though, I was a little offended by that. You know?
Yeah, right.
So anyway, maybe it's not our fault.
Well, we can't figure out where, if I wish I could say, hey, here's where to watch the show next. If I was that smart, I certainly would try.
Right. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
You want to talk about our email?
We did get an email this week.
How about that?
Yeah. Jimmy emailed us. He says, hey,
Jimmy's a living legend, by the way.
He is, yes. Enjoyed the latest podcast as usual. He says, question for you and the Prince. He wonders how many viewers and young people understand the reference when you're talking about get out your home version and play along when you start the movie game. He's talking about how a long time ago there was a TV, there was a home version of the game, and losers would get it as like a parting gift, and you could play at home. So he didn't know if anybody got your reference when you bring that up.
Here's the deal: people my age certainly would have got. Did you? When I said that, when I say that, did you understand?
I actually understood what you were getting at. Yeah, I did.
I'm guessing those people that are under 18 that are watching us illegally, they probably don't get it. But that's okay. That's only a small part of it. That we also talk about goats going down on each other. So, you stick with us.
I mean, I still remember like Wheel of Fortune when you had to pick the prizes after you won the puzzle. You won the final puzzle. You could, I'll take the thing and the whatever. So
someday this will be a tease. How about that? There was a show on. This was even kind of before my time. It was called Queen for a Day.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we've probably gone pretty long, right?
We're getting up there.
Yeah. Okay. You stay tuned next week. Number 60. I'll tell you what Queen for a Day was.
Okay.
Boy, was that bullshit. All right, last thing for our intro here. You pouring?
Oh, yeah.
If you're from Pittsburgh, you'll know this person. If not, obviously you won't. But the thing I like about Pittsburgh, it's a fairly large city with a small town feel. And this Gus and Yaya. Yaya was his wife, and Gus was the proprietor of this cart that sold popcorn and peanuts and ice balls. He started working there in the 1940s.
Holy shit.
He took it over in 1951, Jeez. And he's been there ever since. He died this week. And I mean, I was always aware of it, but in the last 4 years, not counting this year, so 4 years before that, it was about a little less than a half a mile from the gym where I coached.
Oh, yeah.
So especially in the spring and the summer when I had open gym, then it was right on my way home. So many, many days I would pull my car over and get a popcorn and an ice ball.
Nice.
And sit there. There were benches right there. It's right in the north side.
I know where it's at, yeah.
Okay.
I used to work at Allegheny Center Mall.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. And the last few years, Gus he was always there. He usually sat just in an air-conditioned car, and I think it was his son-in-laws that actually ran the business. But you can still go over and talk to him. He just couldn't stay on his feet for too long. Although once in a while he'd come up. He wasn't shaving ice anymore, but he'd do the popcorn once in a while. Okay. So anyway, to Gus, who's been a Pittsburgh icon since 1940s, that's a long fucking time.
That's a long time.
When someone important, Tiny and I do a shot. So this is the Gus, and then we'll be back with some stories for you. That's good.
It's very good.
Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more.
Welcome back to episode 59 of Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk. That's Tiny. I'm the Prince of Pittsburgh. And you want to give a plug?
So real quick, we did shots to Gus in the last segment, and I forgot to plug Derailed Distillery. My good friend Robert hooks me up with my moonshine and my cigars. So shout out to Derailed Distillery in Volant, PA, if you're ever up that way.
I got to go there because this moonshine is tremendous. It's tremendous.
There you go.
Okay, we are going to talk about some jobs we've had in life. I think I'm gonna give two examples. I could give a bunch because I skipped a whole decade of my life, and I had a bunch of different jobs during that time. I mean, way too many. Yeah. But anyway, we'll let you go. I don't even know what you're going to say exactly, and then I'm going to tell a couple.
Well, it's not even so much a story about a job I had as much as just a story about my job. Because let's face it, what the fuck am I going to talk about with banking that's going to hold anyone's? People are already sleeping or changing the channel talking about banking.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
So,
wake up.
So I'll tell a story that was told to me that I found interesting. So part of just like with like accountants and every other job, there's like that ongoing training where you have to learn and pretend like you still give a shit, right?
Sure.
And so we had a third party examiner come in, and they used to check to make sure we were doing our jobs right. And so at the end of the thing, we all kind of come together like, oh, you guys are great and whatever. And so again, to try to make it entertaining or at least somewhat thing, they had this story, and it's kind of, they got to justify their existence.
Sure.
Hey, this is why we're here. So they told a story about a guy. Now this predates 9/11. Because the part of the Patriot Act, again, I'm going to put everybody to sleep, but part of the Patriot Act digitized everything where you weren't sending paper to all of the Federal Reserve locations. There was a guy who got arrested. It took them like 3 years to catch him. He figured out a way. He would write a check, and he altered the formula of disappearing ink. And he was smart enough to know how long it would take a check to clear through the Federal Reserve. So you write a check, you deposit it in your bank, and then it goes through the Federal Reserve, and they go and they debit the money out of the other account, right? Mm-hmm. He knew how long it would take for that check to go from the one bank through the Federal Reserve to the other. And he altered the formula for disappearing ink. So he would write the check for $1,000. He would deposit it into his account. The bank would take it, send it to the Federal Reserve. From the time it went from the Federal Reserve to the originating bank, it was only $100.
Oh, really?
So, and the bank that he wrote the check from would say, well, yeah, this is only $100 check, cover it. They'd pay the check for $100, and then the bank that deposited or cashed the $1,000 check was out $900. He did this for like 3 years.
Damn.
Altering disappearing ink's formula for it. I think he figured it out where it needed to last like just over 8 hours or something. I forget the timeline, but it would last on the check for like 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever it was. And that's the catch, though. It had to be able to clear the other place, because if you don't have the funds available for $1,000 check, they kick it back and say insufficient funds. This guy had it. $100, yeah, he has it. Go ahead and cash the check. And then the other bank that cashed it said, well, wait, you only sent us $100. It was for $1,000. And they're like, well, that's all it was for. I forget how they actually.
Wait a minute, though. Didn't he have to write? Like you write the amount and then you write out in words. How do you get around that?
He had it altered where it would change it to 100. The part that said 1,000 would go away, and it would say 100. It would say 1 and then 100 instead of 1,000. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how he did it, but yeah, so
good for him.
Yeah, and they did end up catching him, and I don't remember if it was because of because once 9/11 happened. They downed planes for weeks on end. Mm-hmm. And so they couldn't send all this paper everywhere. So everything started to get scanned, and they sent digital copies. And so you couldn't get away with it anymore. But this was back when you still sent paper everywhere.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And you don't know if did he go to jail? He must have, right?
He went to jail, but I think he actually talks now. Like he's one of the guys that has like a tour where he goes and talks to places because he's so smart. They outsmarted him. Right.
Well, that story might be better than mine. But I actually did these.
Yeah,
okay.
See, that's,
all right.
yeah.
Okay, all right. One of my first jobs, not my first one, my second one. I was in 8th grade, living in Ambridge, PA. and they had this paper that came out, one of these free papers. It was called The News, and came out once
Original.
a week. Once a week, and they used this cheap ass ink. Like when you picked up the news and tried to read it, by the end, your clothes were dirty, your hands were dirty.
Nice.
Anyway, a buddy of mine had a root, and then he was going to give it up. And I said, "Hey, I'll take that." He said, "Yeah." So I took the route. So it was 200 papers a week. I think they brought them to me on Wednesday, and you got a penny a paper. So you made $2 a week. And obviously, my route was 200 houses.
Yeah.
Now, my buddy, he lived right in the middle of the route. I lived way down. So I lived at the very far end of the route, so it was a lot harder to.
Sure.
I had to walk a whole lot more to do it. And then I didn't like getting the. First of all, I wasn't good at folding and putting a rubber band on because that took a long ass time. And I didn't like getting that shit all over my clothes and my hands.
Yeah.
So I didn't do that. I would often just lay the paper flat, and if the porch was close, okay. If not, I would just lay it.
No.
And then after a while, I didn't even want to do that. So there was this, between the school I went to and my house, there was this nice set of woods.
Okay.
So I used to just dump them all. The people right around my house I'd deliver to, so my family wouldn't suspect. But I would just dump the rest of them, and because all right, I know that's not the right thing to do. One time though, an old man came out and yelled at me for delivering it to him. Said, "I don't want this damn paper. Stay the hell out of my yard." So that's what did it for him. I was thinking about this and out anyway. And then when that happened, I said, "The hell with it."
Yeah.
So I just started dumping those papers, and I thought I was foolproof. But what I didn't know, some of the older kids went down there to smoke and drink.
Oh,
so someone even said to me one time, "Divenzio, I know you where you're dumping your papers." I said, "Uh-oh."
Well, see, now there's something we have in common. My first job was delivering newspapers.
Really?
Yeah, Sharon Herald.
Okay. Well, they ended up doing a telephone check of my route, and that was the first time I got fired.
Nice.
And my father was pissed I got fired. I had to come up with some bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't know who the hell they called. He even called there, and I don't know. I didn't get in as much trouble as I thought I was going to.
Okay.
So that was my. Let's see. How long did I have that job? I probably had it for 4 or 5 months.
Oh, okay.
I would think.
Okay.
But I was probably dumping the papers for 3 months. Now, I got to say, you get 200 papers and you dump them in the woods and get $2. That's not a bad income.
No, that's fair. Listen, delivering papers was really profitable because, like, come holiday time, they give you like Christmas cards with money in it and stuff. And I was right at the end when you still had to collect.
Mm-hmm.
I had to collect the first year I did it, but then by the second year, everything was where, you had to pay the paper directly. I didn't even have to collect anymore. And that was like, it was Christmas because you didn't have to do anything but deliver the paper.
Nobody gave you a tip for delivering the news.
No, God, no.
Okay. I was going to originally go in chronological order because I have about 10 of these. But I'm going to go, this was, this must have been early 80s.
Okay.
I have a damn master's degree and I don't have a job. But I'm living in my parents' house. My mother's dead. My father doesn't even live there. So I have a free house.
Yeah. And
I had come through some money some other way. So I didn't need much. But
yeah.
I took this job transporting handicapped children to school.
Okay.
They were handicapped and mostly retarded. And
so you could relate.
Well, I called it, my job was delivering vegetables. I know that's wrong. I know, but I was younger then. So you went to, there were like 5 of us, actually maybe more than that, but 5 vans got picked up at, where 5 Points is in Franklin Park? It's not a major place, but it's where 5 roads come together.
Okay.
And you've probably been there. But anyway, we'd all pick up our van at the same time and go to this group home. and pick up our designated people and then take them to school. And then obviously pick them up at the end of the day and take them back. And I made $15 a day for doing this.
You should drive the Amish around here.
I know. I should. But anyway, so I had 4 kids that were in wheelchairs and didn't know what the hell was going on. 2 of them could express emotion, and 2 of them just were totally out of it. Okay. But you had and this will play an important role at the end of this story. You had an aid on your on your van.
Sure.
And to tell you the truth, like some people needed their aid because some of the kids were all like ambulatory and they would like attack the driver. The aid needed to be there.
Sure.
Did I need my aid? Not really.
Okay.
Not really. But anyway,
Yep.
A couple stories. I'm a little late one day, not bad late, but the other 4 vans were already gone. So I said, I got to catch them up. So I get to the home and the other 4 are all leaving. So, and my aide wasn't there that day. And usually you put them on the lift and they go up and then your aide put them in and I'd put the lift down but my aide and put the next one up, one at a time. My aide wasn't there that frickin' day, and I'm already late to boot. So I had to do this all myself, and I thought that just putting their seatbelt on was enough. You put their seatbelt on, but then you hook them up down below their wheel.
Sure.
So I have them all in there, and I think I'm good. And I'm trying to go fast to pick up the rest of the group, and I'm driving down, and I have a corner, a curve, and I go like this, and I look in my rearview mirror, and poor old Billy, boom, boom. Just the wheelchair and Billy just. So I'm aghast. I pulled into some little side road. Thank God no one was there. And I talked about this one other time when I screwed up at work. Sometime when you have to, you use superhuman strength. Pelly was fat, but she was in the last one, so I could open the back door. And somehow I got that chair up.
Upright.
Yeah. And I did click in her. Wheel this time.
Oh Jesus!
And then I'm worried because I told you that 2 of the people, none of them could really talk, but 2 of them could show some emotion. Yeah. And now I'm getting paranoid because I'm thinking 2 of them know that I just fucked up.
Were there any aides with you at this point?
No. I told you my aide wasn't there that day.
Jesus.
She didn't fucking show up.
Oh
So
my God.
I had no aide, and so I was totally on my own. And I should have just taken the time to hook. I didn't know. I thought the seatbelt would be enough. So anyway, I take her to school. Then I pick her up and take her back to the home. And they all lived in a certain. When I take back, the woman said to me, "What is that bruise on her head?" I say to her, I don't trust that damn school. We take them to, I'd call or I'd keep a close eye on them because I don't know what they do with these kids. I drop them off safe and then crap happens.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Maybe I'll just stop there, except I do, and I want
we could do more of these. I have plenty of work stories we could talk about. So.
Okay. Well, then I might have one other story on this job. Well, actually, I have 2, but I'm going to tell the other one.
Okay.
And you tell me what you do. This is going to be a tiny participation, and you guys too play at home. How many are out there listening? Awesome. Okay, my first aid. I was probably about 28 when I did this. The first woman that they gave me was an aide. Just had graduated from college.
Okay, nice.
Well, we started having sex.
Yes.
A couple times on the van.
Good for you.
Yeah. And no, it was a real nice relationship. I liked her.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell stories there, but I won't. I'm not. I want that ban lifted. If they keep that 18 bullshit on us, I'll tell the whole story later.
Too much explicit content.
Okay, I'll give them some explicit fucking content. So then she gets a real job, and quits, and I'm like depressed as
Yeah,
hell.
sure.
And some old lady, older woman, they put on my older Italian woman. They put as my aide.
Mhm.
But, and this is where I want your. This is a would you rather.
Uh-oh.
This older Italian woman, she knew I was by myself. We became friends, and she would make me a meal almost every day to take home and eat.
Was it good?
Oh, it was good as hell.
Oh, this is a hard one.
I'm living by myself, and I gotta say, yeah, we'll just say, which would you rather have?
Boy, this is a
It's hard
pussy
as
or
hell.
fine cuisine. Is
Exactly.
Man,
Yeah.
that is hard. How old are you at this point? What?
28. And I'm not a very good cook.
Man, that's a hard one. I'm still probably taking pussy over the fine cuisine.
Well, like I do sometime on Would You Rather, and I think I'm going to do it later on today. How about that for a tease?
Oh.
I took the best of both worlds. I still would see this other chick once in a while.
There you go.
I wasn't going to do it on the van, but
Yeah.
we still saw each
Okay,
other. But I got to say, if I had to choose one, I was doing okay women-wise back then. I think I would have gone with the food.
the Italian cuisine. Yeah.
She was
It
good.
had to be good Italian.
Oh,
well, you're a guinea.
I am, but I'm not a good cook, and all my relatives were dying off already. My grandmother had died. My mother had died. I mean, I didn't have.
That's fair.
So I was like the first day she showed up, I'm thinking, man, I'm getting shit on the damn van, and now this old fucking lady.
Right.
By a few weeks go up, that like she was looking better than me all the time. I think I was even thinking about maybe.
That's nothing it off.
Exactly. What the hell for a good meal. So, okay, that was my delivering vegetable, most of my stories there. And we'll be back with Facts of the Week. Here we are this week. I have 3 Facts of the Week. First one, and I'm going to ask you a question at the end of this. Bark Air just started.
Okay.
And it promises to revolutionize flying for dogs.
I know it.
Yeah, I figured you would. With a positively luxurious, curated experience.
Yes.
The first flight went from New York to LA this a couple weeks ago. It cost $6,000.
Jesus.
The dogs get calming music, scents, and colors to soothe their anxieties. Someone on the staff gives them a belly rub, and then they have dog-friendly cupcakes and chicken-flavored puppuccinos.
Jesus. I want that kind of service.
Pretty soon, I think next week, they're going to start a flight from New York to London that's going to cost $8,000, and so far they said it's selling out.
Good. Who's paying for that?
Like, and here's the thing: if you've watched this show, Tiny loves dogs, and so do I. But that's just fucking ridiculous.
Come on.
Yeah.
I flew. Well, I've been to San Francisco many times to see concerts. I flew from Chicago to San Fran, and the person next to me had a service dog in training. That dog slept on my foot the whole flight, and it was like I couldn't move because its head was on my foot the whole time. I just sat there. I was like, that dog has it pretty fucking good. It's just sitting on the floor. It's not down in a box down in the cargo bay.
Yeah, but for an extra so many grand, you could get belly rubs and
cupcakes,
cupcakes and scents and colors to soothe their anxieties.
Ridiculous.
Okay, so you borrow a little money. Take Zelda one of these days. All right, we'll move on to number 2. This happened in New York. Judge Melinda McGonigal officiated a wedding for Anthony Santiago from Cleveland. That's a nice thing, right?
Sure.
Right after sentencing him to 10 years in prison for burglary, theft, and pistol whipping a couple. The judge joined Anthony in Victorian matrimony, and moments later, he was taken to prison in handcuffs. we we got to get a hold of Victoria. She probably has some free time.
Yeah,
huh?
or Santiago. He's maybe we could get a hold of him in the pokey.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
it'd be a good interview.
I keep mentioning that we need to branch out and market ourselves in prisons, because that's one place where they probably like dark sides of porn sex, which would flow right into this apparently, and they're all over 18. So I think that would be a good thing.
I think
that would be a good thing.
Sure.
Okay. San Quentin, you'll be looking for it. All right, last fact. Father Fidel Rodriguez of Florida. He was charged criminally with biting a woman as a fight broke out as he was administering communion. You're not Catholic, are you?
I'm not.
Okay. Do you know how communion works?
Yeah.
You just
we get the way. Yeah, you eat the wafer. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really think that this is going to happen. He refused to give the woman a communion wafer. It's thought this hasn't been verified yet, but it's thought because he was bothered by the woman's revealing clothing. So she grabbed for the plate of wafers and he bit her hand. He said, I was defending myself and the sacrament.
Oh.
And then the church, the diocese, they came to, he said he was trying to protect the Holy Communion from this sacrilegious act.
What was she?
She did nothing wrong.
It wasn't like she was trying to fuck herself with it.
And if she was, I'd give her twice as many. But
what the hell is she doing with it?
I mean,
it's not like she said, stick it in my cleavage.
I'm not saying that I don't know how she was dressed, and I'm not saying it was appropriate, but I don't think I thought you're supposed to be tolerant.
Yeah, right.
And accept everybody.
Right.
And now they want to give this woman a communion waiver because she's showing a little titty. I mean, damn.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe we should be a patron podcast for provocatively dressed Catholics.
Okay, because we're already urban brewery syndrome.
No,
auto brewery
syndrome.
Yeah, auto brewery syndrome. Okay, we'll come up with a name for what was your name?
Provocatively dressed Catholics.
Okay, all right, that's it. We are okay. Now we have two causes here as a patron podcast. We'll be back with the movie and the music game. Welcome back. Number 59, Pittsburgh Dive Bar Talk.
It's a good number.
Generally, it's said that, why is it a good number?
That was my number.
Oh, was it?
It was.
Oh, you never bring that up.
Oh, yeah. I have friends that they're trying to, as a mockery, they're trying to get the number retired at West Middlesex and all that. It would
certainly be a mockery. No, I don't think I ever told this. I have a buddy who he went to Adrian College. And he played football just his freshman year. Mm-hmm. And he gets a letter, this is about, 15 years ago, that he's been inducted into the Adrian Hall of Fame.
Wow.
He never played a play. But as it turns out, it was the only undefeated Adrian team in the history of the school.
Nice.
So they decided to induct everybody.
Nice.
And he was first team onside kickoff return team, the hands team.
Yep.
But they were always so far ahead, they never had to do that.
Nice.
So he never saw the field.
What an accolade.
Yeah, but
that's awesome.
He got inducted, and I used to do a camp there. So I would see his name up there.
Nice. Good for him.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I take it.
Do we regress or digress?
I think a little bit of both.
Okay. That's right. I forgot to dance. Damn it. Oh, well. Okay. Movie. I give a character, 6 characters, and then Tiny tries to guess what movie this is. I'm going to give you a hint. It's an old movie, and it was franchised. So there were a lot of them.
Okay.
And I always go with the original.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
I already have a guess.
Good. You're going to need it because 4 of the 6 people don't have last names.
Oh, geez.
I know. I tried to look. The reason I picked this one, I was just browsing through and I watched the end of it the other day. So, all right. You guys got your home version? You know what we're talking about now that Jim wrote that thing, right? You know what we're doing.
That's right.
And especially people under 18. Fuck. How about that? That should give us another week on that fucking list.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Explicit content warning.
Yeah, you old Hamburgs. Shoot. Bag you. All right. Back to the game. Landon.
Good Lord.
Okay. How about Nova? Now I'm gonna give you a hint. Nova was a hot chick.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Oh, real hot.
Okay.
This is one where you get a last name. There's only two. Dr. Zaius? Zaius? I should know that. I just watched this, but I forgot.
And this is a franchise?
Yeah. And then this was the first one. And there were plenty of them.
Okay.
Actually, I think they're still coming out.
All right. I have a new guess.
Okay. Zira? How'd that do?
Nope.
Okay. Cornelius. That didn't help any.
It did not.
He was a pretty big part of the movie, at least toward the end.
Okay.
And then the star was George Taylor.
Well, I don't. Both of my previous guesses are all out.
Well, hold on.
George Taylor.
I'll give the people that are playing the home version. George Taylor. Landon, Nova, hot chick, Dr. Zaius, Zira, Cornelius, and George Taylor, the big star.
Sheesh.
Got anything?
I'll just tell you, when you said franchise, James Bond was the first guess without knowing anything.
That's always a good guess.
And then after the Doctor, I was going to go with Alien, but I have no idea.
Okay, it's Planet of the Apes. You want to guess a year? First one ever.
76.
68.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. This movie, like I said, this is 68. It cost $5.8 million to make.
That's Charlton Heston,
right? He was George Taylor.
Okay.
It made $33.3 million. So that's a pretty good number there.
Sure.
It's mostly shot in Arizona and California. A couple of interesting facts, actually three. There's some beach scenes where there's 130-foot cliffs. And
yeah, I've seen it.
Okay. To get the cast, crew, equipment, and horses, they had to take them down by helicopter.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I know. Hell, that in itself would cost more than $5 million now. Actors were so affected by the roles they played. Off the camera, they segregated themselves with the species they were part of. And okay,
Actors are weird.
I know, and this one's even worse. Well, for a couple of people. Originally, Nova, who was the hot chick, that she was a mute also.
Okay, yeah.
She was pregnant in the movie, but an executive came in and said Nova was defined as humanoid, but not human. So that meant George Taylor had committed sodomy.
Nice.
So they had to make her not.
Boo.
I agree. And when you see this chick,
yeah,
if you saw her in the street,
for sure.
Whether she was humanoid or whatever the fuck she is, there'd be no thought about it. No thought. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's Planet of the Apes. I thought it was pretty good.
I like I'll be honest. I've never seen any of the remakes and all. I know they keep doing new ones. I've never seen any of those. I've seen the original.
I just read, though, someone brought up a good point. They said Charlton Heston, who was George Taylor, he was an astronaut and thought he went through time travel, which he did, but they said, but he thought he was on another planet. He didn't recognize the moon. Something to be thinking about. Okay.
That's deep.
Yeah. Now.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
I got a rebound here.
Yeah, but it's a weird one.
Oh,
which
boy.
That might be good for you.
I'm actually feeling it a little bit too. So this is bad.
Oh, okay. That is bad. What do you drink? You know, we were talking about what I drink all the time. And I almost brought something different today, but I didn't. What are you drinking?
This is Kettle One and something foo-foo fruity stuff. Yeah. Kool-Aid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tastes pretty good.
Just vodka. Yeah. I can't. Whiskey in the hot summer just doesn't work. So I can't do the whiskey stuff. So yeah, this is vodka.
You don't work tomorrow, right?
No.
Well, we're recording on July 3rd, so July 4th is tomorrow. You don't have to wake up or anything.
I do not.
You can pretty much go to town.
I plan on it.
Okay. I have to go to July 4th, also my wife's birthday.
I know.
So I got to do relative shit and all that stuff. Don't worry, I'll be drinking.
Shocker.
Yeah. Okay. All right, you ready for this? In the music game, I give you lyrics, and you got to guess the song title, the artist, and the year.
Go ahead.
All right, you ready? This might be the weirdest one.
Okay.
Hang with me.
All right.
And I know.
Jesus. That's what I get?
Yes. How many songs have that? That's just in case you wondered. I count. It's 26 I know.
Bubba, you help me out here. Come on.
And I'm not sure me singing that
is going to help.
No, I don't. I know. And yeah, I can't do it much different than what I just fucking did it.
I got nothing.
Nothing?
No way.
Okay. Oh, then we got to hope. Paul G. You and Paul
bail
G
me
are
out.
undefeated. Paul G, I hope you got that. I know. Dun, 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 dun. No? Okay. It's Ain't No Sunshine.
Oh, I know the song.
Do you? Who sings it? I'll give you a reprieve here.
No?
No?
I don't know it.
Bill Withers.
Yeah, I wouldn't got that.
Okay, you want to try a year?
Let's go 68 again because I have no idea.
71. Okay. Now you're getting ready to play for the Pirates. That's a big 0 for 5. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I'm Yasmani Grindel and me have nothing on that. Yeah, Did you see the stat?
No.
His stats are worse than the guy from the Indians they traded to the Rangers last year. Everybody hated.
Oh, yeah.
Forget his name now. Shit.
Is it Hedge?
Austin Hedges.
Yeah, Hedges.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. His numbers are worse.
And here's how bad the Pirates are.
Whatever.
They're bringing up Palacios today, I heard.
Oh, okay.
And I think they were going to send down Sawinski, but he got 3 hits last night. They're so fucking bad. You can't send a guy down to get 3 hits. That bought him a 1 month reprieve, I think.
I agree.
Know?
Yeah,
he can go 0 for 80, and they'll say, "Well, I got 3 hits in that one game." All right. Once again, we're sorry.
We regress.
Yeah, we do. Sorry if you're not a Pittsburgh person, but that's what it is. Okay, we'll be back with something.
I know a little about it.
That's entertainment, huh? Me looking for my pen. I know you empathize. Okay, we are to what song do you play for this?
I play Skinner.
Oh, do you?
Yeah,
okay.
I know a little.
Okay, good. I like that.
Yeah.
This is chili, hopscotch, Arby's, etc. And to make it easier for you, the home viewer, we're playing with our home version. I picked 5 new women, but the rules are going to be the exact same as it was 2 weeks ago. So you don't have to vary your. I don't know if there's a word there, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
Anyway, these are all ESPN female announcers.
Right.
And it's Erin Andrews, who's 46, Hannah Storm, who's 62, Cassidy Hubbarth, who's 39, Samantha Ponder, who's 38, and Molly Querim, who's 40.
Yeah.
And what we have is, you guys all know what F, Marry, Kill is. You're only allowed to use one of those. You can't use more than one. You don't have to use any. And then from the 6 that we made up, it's pour a bowl of chili on someone, play hopscotch with someone, go to Arby's and eat the beef and cheddar with Arby's sauce, which could get messy. Go up the St. Louis Arch, and unfortunately, once you get up there, or fortunately, whichever way you look at it, the elevators break, and it's you, the girl, and Willie Nelson for 4 hours, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
The other one is 2 more. You're in Afghanistan, and you're in a crawl space for 2 days. worried about whether you get caught, and then you don't really know what's going to happen after that. But you're in with this woman for 2 days in Afghanistan in the crawl space, or you're in a car on your way to Centralia, Illinois, and you have no air conditioning and no radio.
Right.
So I'm going to keep score here.
Okay. Am I going first?
I gave these to Tiny.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep score, and then we'll see how many we have the same or different and why.
So despite what you claim that I'm a shallow individual.
Oh, you're so shallow.
No, that's I will say in this case, that
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're arguing with me, and then you're saying, but in this case, I am being shallow.
Well, I'll say that I began my research by going with the lowest common denominator, which was appearance.
Of course. That's probably where your research stopped.
and you know, as with I'm editing, or when I'm editing, you know, it a lot of what my opinion came from is when, you know, you research some of these. Sometimes there are so many pictures available, you're like, wow, you know, they really put themselves out there. And other times, like,
And what was the case here?
Well, this is how I came to my conclusion. So hear me out. My first one, I'm gonna go. It was tough because I was gonna originally F Samantha Ponder.
Okay.
Because she had a ton of stuff out there. You know, she's one of the few that had a lot of things that were revealing, bikini photos, all that kind of stuff. But then I remembered I've actually seen Aaron Andrews naked. The video leaked of remember that guy went to jail because he put the reverse thing on her hotel door?
Sure I do.
And I forgot I saw her naked. So I'm going to F Aaron Andrews.
Okay.
So that's first and foremost. I'm going in order that you sent them to me here. So with Hannah Storm.
Yeah.
She's older than me.
Yeah, she is.
But she's still getting it done.
Yeah.
I am riding with her to Centralia because I think she'd have a lot of cool stories to tell. All right. You know, she's like 5'10" too. Did you know that?
I knew she was tall. I didn't know 5'10".
I actually thought she was shorter. You know, maybe if it were something we were in the car for a while, she'd give me like a squeezer. But I don't know that her hands would. You know, I was thinking maybe smaller, shorter chick. Hands would be small, make my unit look bigger, but I don't think in her case it would.
Yeah, but with your small unit and her big hands, it still should fit, right?
I'm going to take that chance.
Okay.
So I'm riding with her. Here's where I was really disappointed because based on looks, Cassidy Hubbarth really fits. She checks a lot of boxes.
She does.
But all her pictures online are all conservative of her on like red carpets and stuff. So I was like, oh, that sucks because I'm afraid she's too conservative. So here's what I'm going to do.
All right.
I'm taking her up the arch and I'm going to try to get her high with Willie and maybe that'll loosen her up a little bit.
Okay.
That's where I'm going with that. The next one is the Ponder, right? The Samantha Ponder.
Yeah.
So I was reading about her. She's married to, he's actually a quarterback for Florida State, Christian Ponder. And their after wedding meal was at Arby's. And so I'm taking her to Arby's.
Okay.
And I'm going to see maybe if that can't maybe replicate some of the feelings there and get her going, you know, maybe towards in my favor.
All right.
Taking her to Arby's. And then the Molly Karam chick. And I'll be honest, I didn't know any of the last three when you sent them.
Really?
Cassidy.
Because Molly's on every morning. And
she's annoying. She really is annoying. And I'm not going to go. And I already used my F with Aaron Andrews. Yeah. So I'm pouring a bowl of chili on Molly because she just, I don't know. She's just annoying. And I didn't realize that the Samantha chick had taken over for Chris Berman, who's probably one of my favorites at ESPN all time. But she's just anytime I see her, I'm just like, ugh, yuck. So there's my list.
You want to hear some bad news?
Oh, no.
4 out of 5.
Shut the fuck up.
4. If you don't believe me.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Luckily, we have some little bit different reasons. But no, I know. Matter of fact, it's almost impossible with the way I do this that it would be that way.
Yeah.
And once again, by the way, Mr. Macho, who wanted to kill people all the time, you didn't fucking kill anyone again.
I can only think of 2 people I'd kill at ESPN, and I'm not even going to reveal it.
All right. Well, okay, here was my way of thinking. I want to screw all 5 of these. So I put a lot of thought into it. I did because,
and I'm the shallow one.
Yeah, but mine weren't all just for looks. You know,
Mhm.
mine had other reasons.
Of course.
Okay. Why I'm effing Erin Andrews?
Mm.
Because of that stalker.
Yeah.
She's kind of fucked up in the head just because of that. And I'm not saying she shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking my only shot is taking the F.
I don't have a Jew brought on my belt, notch on my belt either. So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I took her just because I thought she's going to be the hardest one.
Okay. I like that.
So I had to use my F there.
Okay.
All right. The reason I took Centralia and Hannah Storm is when I lived in Charlotte, she had one of her first jobs at Channel 36 as the sports anchor on weekend sports anchor on a damn UHF channel.
Jesus.
So I think I could bring that up, and since she's closer to my age, I think with a long trip, I think I could get her onto my.
There you go.
Especially since I know a little bit of the history of her.
Yeah.
And I'll say this for her. I guess I'm saying this for her. She's finally starting to show a little age, not much. When she was on Channel 36, she wasn't all that nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She definitely got way better.
Okay.
Way better.
Good
way
for
better.
her.
Yeah. I guess makeup gets better as you get on national TV instead of UHF in Charlotte, you know. Okay. And this one we're fairly similar. Cassidy Hubbarth, she went to Northwestern.
Yeah.
So but I mean, she's way too smart for me. So I figured the only shot I have is I hope Willie Nelson has his best stuff. She's high as hell. And that's why I can get her. Because like I said, I want to go 5 for 5, but I know my chances with her are not good. So Willie, bring your hashish.
And even the photos I saw on the red carpet, she's dressed way too conservatively.
Really?
Yeah, I was really bummed about that because I thought that would be my easiest one.
Okay. Samantha Ponder, the reason I'm taking her to Arby's is she went to Liberty University.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's a very religious school.
Okay.
I had a buddy that went there and played hoops, and he said that and then he transferred. He said Liberty was the easiest women in the world. He said you thought it was going to be real tough. He said they were easy. They drank a lot. They took drugs.
Nice.
So I'm figuring.
I like it.
I'm taking her to lunch, and I'm going to give her napkins. I'm going to be nice to her when she gets, the Arby's sauce over her.
Right.
But I'm just figuring since she's probably easy already, I'm just going to be able to make that move after lunchtime.
Yeah.
Now, Molly, you said was fucked up. I didn't know that. I am not going to. I like the way she looks, though. She checks a lot of boxes.
Sure.
So I'm going to go into crawl space in Afghanistan, figuring I don't know what danger lies ahead after those 2 days, but I'm going to tell her there's a good chance we're dying. And once I tell her that, aren't you going to screw anyone? You're only with one person, and there's a good chance you're going to be dead. I figure she's going to rock my world for 2 days.
Go down in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I took Afghanistan for her. Mm-hmm. Okay. I hope you had some different answers.
I would have never expected
that. It pissed me off when you said the first one, let alone, yeah. As a matter of fact, I was afraid we were going to go 5 for 5. Okay. That's that's not would you rather. That's chili, etc. I guess. Okay. And we'll be back with Samurai Chatter. Welcome back to our final segment, Samurai Chatter. We were a little too long-winded, so we did skip over one segment. And if you were looking forward to that, definitely we'll have it next week. But we decided to forego Argy Bargy this week because it just seemed like since YouTube's looking for reasons to throw us off, maybe if we go too long, that'll be another thing. So we're getting right to these are would you rather, non-sexual, although sometime we turn the tide. And, excuse me, Tiny has not seen or heard these questions before.
Right.
I have, but I haven't read them for a couple of days, so it's about to equal. Okay, and you play at home too, and we have no live audience. I guess when I threw my wife out, she decided not to.
She took it to heart.
I might be hitchhiking home. Okay. Would you rather, you and you, but not you. Okay. Would you rather someone see all the photos in your phone or read all your text messages?
Oh, wow. Ooh, boy, I send some pretty explicit pictures over text. There's the group of college people that listen to this show regularly can vouch. I've sent some crazy things over the years. Pictures are worth 1,000 words more than the text. So I'm taking the photos. Don't. I would rather them see what I text rather than I sent pictures.
Okay. Good. Finally, we're different on one. I'm like you. I don't really have that many racy photos. There's a few I would prefer someone not to see, but I don't have that many. And the thing with text messages,
I've sent at least 3 pictures of my balls to people.
Oh, you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Good for you. I have not done that. Yeah. Okay. That makes this question pretty fucking easy. You shouldn't even have had to think about this one. I just think, okay, I don't have any pictures of my balls or Tiny's balls. And
we can arrange that if you want.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I'm doing just fine. And my text messages, sometimes I say things and tone doesn't come across in text messages.
Sure.
So I might be joking or I might not. But who knows how people are going to think about that. So they can see my fucking photos. They're not that bad.
Yeah.
All right. Number 2. We got 4. Would you rather have a South Park themed wedding or a Family Guy themed funeral?
Ooh. Wow.
Yeah, these aren't bad, huh?
That's a good one.
I used to just take the next 4. Now I do eliminate some.
Okay.
So I try to get ones that are decent.
I probably prefer Family Guy over South Park, but I'm going to take the South Park wedding. Funeral to me, I want people to have a party. I told you I want a proper Viking funeral.
You did, yeah. And now I know what that is even.
Yeah, so I don't know that a Family Guy for a funeral. I'm going to take the South Park wedding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going with Family Guy funeral.
Okay.
But I never really gave South Park a chance. And do you know people like this? When South Park first came out, there was a dude that hung out in my office at community college. That's all he fucking talked about. And he would go over the show detail by detail by detail. And I got so tired of hearing about South Park and how good it was. I've never really watched the whole show.
Oh, okay.
And I love Family Guy.
Me too.
So, and South Park might be great. Do you like South Park?
I like South Park, but I can certainly quote more Family Guy references than I can South Park.
Yeah, Family Guy I really like, but I never gave South Park a chance, but it's all because of fucking Al. That's all he wanted to fucking talk about, so it turned me against it. Okay. At least in this one, we're picking some different ones.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather have to hunt and gather all of your food or eat McDonald's for every meal?
Oof. That's a good one. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm kind of lazy. I mean, now Misty did with the women's club in West Middlesex. They did a wild game dinner where they had a bunch of different type of things to
oh, really?
And there was a lot of good stuff there. Like they had all kinds of different things prepared.
It didn't taste too gamey?
No, it was all good. Like there wasn't anything I had there that was bad. However, having to do that work myself, I'm kind of lazy. And so I'll take McDonald's.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you. Here's why. If I had to eat McDonald's for every meal, I'd probably die in about, 3 months, 4 months. If I had to eat everything I hunt and gathered, I'd be dead in 4 fucking days. I can't hunt. I can't gather. I can't even bend over anymore. So, this one was easy for me. I don't even love McDonald's. I like it maybe once every 3 years.
Sure.
But no, I'm eating all that McDonald's bullshit. And like I said, it'll kill me in 4 months, but that's better than living for 4 days.
Yeah. That's fair.
Now, I don't know. What's better, to starve to death or to eat bullshit to kill?
It's like dying, getting burnt to death, or
right,
drowning.
Exactly,
I don't know.
exactly. Well, I'll have to do some research.
There you go.
Okay, last one. And this where you could get a little sexual here. So it might be that fucking 18
explicit
and under
content warning.
Yeah, explicit. Yeah, you're better at that. I got to give you credit. I never know what to say for that. Would you rather celebrate the 4th of July with Taylor Swift or a Christmas with Mariah Carey?
I'm going to say Christmas with Mariah Carey. I'm not a rah country, USA, woo. It's not me. And, Mariah Carey's probably more my type, and it's my birthday, Christmas.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm, I could say, hey, it's my birthday. Maybe get something out of that.
I would think so.
I would hope.
Plus, it's our podcast. We get what the fuck we want.
Yeah, sure. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I get the fuck Mariah Carey on my birthday.
Good for you. Originally, I would have taken Mariah.
Okay.
And I really wasn't looking at the holidays so much.
Just the two of them.
Yeah. But I got to say, the last couple of weeks, I've run into some pictures of Taylor Swift. Now, I don't know if they're doctored, but damn.
I understand.
I've never been a big fan of either one, but and now you made it easy. While you're screwing Mariah on your birthday, I'm screwing Taylor on my wife's birthday.
Well, if I could regress, even though we're short on time,
what the fuck?
if I can regress, I'll tell you, one of the things that's becoming more of a challenge editing post show is this artificial intelligence stuff is creating images of the chicks we talk about. And it's really becoming more difficult to say whether that's really them or not.
And see, that's what you told me that last week.
Yeah.
And then when I've seen these pictures of Taylor, I'm thinking, God.
Yeah.
Then it started making me wonder, does she really look like that?
Right. The first time I really started to notice was Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
And I was like, that's not what she looks like. Because I've seen her in wrestling. I've seen her fight. Like, that's not her. And it's gotten more, as the weeks go on, it's getting more and more difficult. These pictures are getting doctored. It's like, that's not who that is. That's not a photo of them.
Who's Mariah Carey with these days?
I don't know. Does she, if she's looking, I could be single.
Okay. Well, while I'm screwing Taylor on the 4th, I'm going to put something in fucking Kelsey's food. The Steelers play the Chiefs on Christmas Day.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, we'll take that tight end out of the damn thing. See how good Mahomes is then, bitch. Okay. Tell me you don't have anything else.
I have nothing else.
We got to get the fuck off.
Yeah, really.
We apologize.
No, we don't. Fuck you.
Okay. Now you're supposed to say you old hamburger.
Oh, that's right. You old hamburgers. Yeah. Fuck you.
Bag you. Okay, you're going to like the saying, though. And matter of fact, this could be you, actually. Last week, I said it could be your wife. And it got her into the living legend.
Sure did.
Maybe this will get you into the living legend. But I'm not nominating you, just so you know.
Uh-oh.
And I'm next whenever I decide to do it. Okay, but this is by Rodney Dangerfield.
Love it.
I figured.
Love him.
He said, when I was a kid, my parents moved a lot, but I always found them. Okay. Thank you for hanging with us all this time. Actually, it wasn't that much longer than normal.
Nah.
But since we're the hardest working podcast in the tri-state area and North Carolina, I saw McElmont liked our
he did.
Okay, and he's the one that gave us North Carolina. Thanks, Tom. So we are the hardest working podcast in 4 states. We are 720 pounds, which I am at least. I think we. I don't know how you're doing, but we might be moving up to number 3 on that damn tag team match. We're 720 pounds of podcast proclivity, but we will be back. Oh, number 60. That's a big number.
That is.
Big number. Okay. Next week, enjoy your week. Thanks.
With his teeth, dear, scarlet billows.